I want you to take a moment to appreciate this image. Since I started playing Lancaster with the new manner changes, I have won 15 games in a row against players between 1400 and 1700 ELO. I have also played against Lancaster with other civilizations, and it honestly feels almost impossible to beat them, unless you are playing another S-tier civilization like Sengoku or China. I am making this video to bring attention to how obscenely overpowered this civilization is right now, and hopefully we could get some well-deserved nerfs to this civ soon. Let's get into it. The reason why Lancaster is so strong is because they can now make a small investment of only one manor in the early game, and if you place it correctly, you can get upwards of 200 resources per minute, which is almost like having a 5 or more villager lead. This manor costs 100 stone and 225 wood, but it also gives you 10 population, so you can actually save 50 wood for not having to build a house. And because it now works as a resource drop-off point, you can also save another 50 wood on top of that. They start with more sheep and gather 20% faster from them, making it an amazing fast castle civilization. Additionally, you get a free lord when aging up to feudal with the Abbey of Kings. So if you want to go for a fast castle, you can even defend your gold mine pretty effectively, or cause some slight harassment to your opponent to slow them down. All of these bonuses make it so you can reach Castle Age by the 7:30 minute mark, with 2 finished military production buildings, 2 lords, 3 Earl's Guards that spawn for free from the White Tower, and enough economy, thanks to the manor, to produce knights constantly, which are also one of the tankiest knights in the game when near the 4 lords. There is not a single civilization in the game that can match this timing with this amount of economy and also being immune to raids or all-ins due to the White Tower. This results in the Lancasters almost always grabbing 4 to 5 relics or just straight up ending the game if the opponent did not react appropriately. Now, let me show you some of the games I've played as Lancasters, so I can explain to you in detail why they are so strong. If you want to watch a full guide on the build I'm doing for all of these games, by the way, you can watch this video instead. Now, let's get into it. Okay guys, so for this next game, I'm sorry I don't have the regular layout for this, but unfortunately when I was going to look for these games, it seems that they have already been lost, so I will have to show you the games from the VODs when I streamed it. So here it is. I am going up against a Conqueror 2 player that has many smurfs. I checked him out on AoE 4 World and it seems he has been Conq 3 for a lot of seasons too. So pretty strong player, and he is playing Zhu'Xi. Zhu'Xi is not as good as it was before, I think, due to the Pro Scouts nerfs, but it's still pretty good. It's not one of the worst civs by no means, but it's still pretty good. You can still use it. So we're going against them. Pretty good civ. So here I'm just going to skip the Dark Age into the time where I am already in the Feudal Age with my Abbey of Kings. And so we make our manor as we do, and this manor is going to give us a ton of resources, as I just explained in the intro of this video. And the Abbey of Kings is going to go over to his gold, and it's going to harass. So I saw his gold early, as you see there in the map. I know where he is, so I'm just going to send it over there. In this map, Sunken Lands, the gold spawns outside the TC range, and we also have both small gold veins, which only have 1600 gold. So both of us are going to run out of gold pretty soon, so that will be pretty interesting to see. So here I see that one of his builds is pretty low, so I started harassing. He can defend himself because he has Palace Guards, but the Palace Guards are actually not that strong, so they take a while to kill my lord. So I just run it back. I already did quite a bit of damage, and I go for a tower because I don't plan on producing too many lords to defend myself. I'm just going to produce one more because I saw he had quite a few units. Even though I'm going for a tower, my timing is still pretty good. I am able to start building my White Tower, as you see there. I don't think he has seen it yet. So actually I could have even forgo the second lord because he went back, but I just wanted to be safe. So this is another thing, guys. This build is so safe. There is so many things you can do to prevent getting rushed. Like, for example, your villagers can shoot, so if they Dark Age rush you with spearmen, you can just shoot them down. You can build a tower. You can build just extra lords to defend yourself. So there's so many things you can do to defend yourself and still get your your fast castle timing at a pretty good point. So here, because I saw he went back, I canceled the tower. I start constructing my 2 stables, and I still get castle age by 740 something with 2 lords, which is pretty good. It's still a really nice timing. So there they go, 5 heavily armored units. 2 knights at the time in production. I see that he was pro scouting, which he just did the standard thing with the civilization, which is just go into a couple of units to protect their pro scouts and then go into castle. So I know that I need to start harassing his gold, because even if he gets into castle, he will need gold to make units. And there, another amazing thing about the Earth Guards is that I can one-shot villagers with the 3 dagger throws from the Earth Guard. So that's pretty amazing. There I almost kill an Imperial officer, which is kind of funny. And I can just keep doing that. I don't have to dive yet. I can just work on my knight production. I can work on getting the monastery to get relics. So there's nothing he can do. This knight that he popped out, that is pretty much... He's not going to be able to have as many knights as I will, because I have all the map. I have the manor giving me resources, and he doesn't have gold. There he tried to sneak at a few villagers there on the gold, but my Earth Guards and Lords were waiting. And the thing is, he has spearmen, right? But I have men at arms, so I can actually fight against his army pretty easily, and my army is tankier and better. And so he's just stuck in his base. There's nothing he can do. I have units all around his base, and as you see, Zhu'Xi is not a bad civ. It is one of the best civs still, I think. It definitely fell off after the nerfs, but as you can see, even a civ as good as Zhu'Xi is not able to deal with this. There's nothing he can do. I have all the rain in the map due to the tempo that I acquired from that timing. If he fights, I will just win because I have better and more units. There's nothing he can do, so he just surrenders right here. Okay guys, so now let's look into a Japanese game. So I'm against a Japanese player. I have gold in front, pretty nice to see. And yeah, I'm just going into my regular build. So against Japanese is one of the top civs right now. But it still reaches fast castle later than House of Lancaster with 1 manor, so you will see what happens here. Right now we are just going for a build, looking for sheep as we do, so I'm just gonna go and skip the Dark Age for now. And now at this point I started to see what he was doing, and he had a tower on his gold pretty early, so this should protect him from any units that any other civilizations could get for free, or just any units in general until they have a really big mass. But because this guy is so tanky, I can just dive. His gold and at least make him get a ton of idle time. So I can just go into his berries, go into his gold. Look at all the idle time that I am causing this player to commit. So just this guy gave me a ton of time to make my build and just go into the build that I want to do. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I just send him back and start building my white tower. So I'm going to build it pretty far, in a far position, so it protects more resources. And yeah, this is pretty nice. Right now I just send my lord back to heal. I start producing me another one as we do, and let's actually see what happens later. So now that we are in the castle age, we have our 2 stables, we have our 3 men at arms, our 2 lords. We start producing, we have economy to produce all of that shit at once, and now we start attacking the gold. He's still not aged up, so, but I know he's going for an age up, so all I need to do is get this gold. Even though he has an upgraded tower, I can just dive because my units are so tanky. And I can even go and attack it with the scout too if I wanted to. So the scout actually deals a ton of torch damage, as well as my other units. And then I start going for his villagers as well that are trying to repair. I saw that he sneaked off a monk over there to grab relics. I am not going to allow that, so I just kept a knight there, as you can see in the map. And yeah, there's nothing he can do. Like, he can defend himself from knights with his spearmen, but I have 5 men at arms here, so I can still kill the spearman pretty easily. And yeah, that's pretty much it. He's in Castle Age, but I already have 20 units in his, or not 20, 10 units, armored units in front of his gold, and that's pretty much it. Okay guys, so in this game we're going against Womb Raider. He's actually a pretty highly rated player. I think he has been Conqueror 3 for almost every season, and he is going for a 3 on stone build, which is what I would do against this pretty much, because this would allow him to get 5 cisterns pretty fast and pretty early. And that means that when my lord comes here, I will not be able to harass his villagers because he would have already been done with gathering stone. So at the end, I think I grab quite a few sheep. Actually not that much, only 6. So you'll see that this build, even though if you don't get that much sheep compared to your opponent, you can still do some pretty nice timings because you still start with a ton of sheep under your base. So yeah, pretty interesting. And here I'm just already going for, I already have my my mana up. My 2 villagers on stone go back to wood, and that's the build. And here my guy starts harassing. Of course, I am not going to get anything, any villagers from this guy, but what this does is makes him make units, and this is a ton of idle time that I am causing here just from a free unit. So his boom is not going to be as clean as he would like it to. Here I am already aging up, by the way, or almost all. I think I was a little bit late. This should have been 30 seconds earlier. And so I send my guy back just to heal. I start producing another lord. This thing is going to give me 3 earth guards, and I see that he's making units. He needs to make units because otherwise he's going to die. And as soon as I age up, I start producing knights from my 2 stables. So take a look at this. I have just aged up, so I invested, how much is it, 1800 resources into aging up, and we're still pretty even on army value because I have so much tempo from these 2 things. And these 2 things, the fact that I'm even able to get 2 stables this fast after investing so much is pretty interesting. And if we see the resources per minute, I am actually ahead from him, which is just, it doesn't make any sense because he's 5 cistern Byzantines, and so he just taps out because he just died. Yeah, like there's nothing he can do about it. Now I wanted to show you this game also because this displays how what I was talking about before about defending yourself is in action. So there's nothing. Mongols is a pretty good civ if you manage to get to Imperial, of course, but against Lancasters there is so much. Lancaster just beats them on Feudal Age. They beat them on Castle Age. They beat them in Dark Age even. I think if I start producing spears. So I know Mongols has to do something. So some kind of cheese or shenanigan. So what I did is I got all my sheep over here, and then I went straight into his base like this. That is what I am doing. And what do I see once I get to his base? I see a stable right away. I don't know if he saw that I saw him. I imagine he did. So while I'm aging up, I just build a tower here, and he starts pumping out horsemen. And so he starts pumping horsemen like this. So he double produce here, and he sees the tower, and he just calls the game because there's nothing he can do. It's just pretty interesting. Like, even if this game carried on, he's so delayed from the horsemen that he would have just died eventually. Now let's go into another game. This time I am playing, well, we all know what I'm playing. I am playing against Byzantines players, and he, like the other guy, is going for stone, but only with 2, so he's going to have a little bit less cistern. He's going to have less cisterns than the previous guy. But now he does go into 3, so he's doing exactly the same strategy than the previous Byzantine player that we covered. So he's just going to boom against this because he probably knows that I will not be able to harass him for a long time. Which, by the way, I think this is actually risky because Lancaster can also go Spearman Rush in the Dark Age, so this is actually pretty risky. But anyhow, In this game, I think I got a ton of sheep. Let's actually see that. Yeah, I got a ton of sheep. So in games like this is over, man. This is already over because I have so much food under my base. And sheep even that Lancaster gathers faster from. So this is going to give me so much economy. Look at this thing, man. This is giving me already almost 2 manors worth of resources. I think it's 2 manors when these two guys are there. And now, like the previous time, I am making sure that he gets some idle time, that he needs to produce units to defend himself. And I actually make a mistake because I didn't know this thing was covering the woodline, so I lose the lord, which is bad because I have to reinvest into this. But I already have my 2 stables. I'm already going up into the castle age, and I am back with my timing. So there's nothing he can do to my villagers because I have white tower here protecting. I have my TC here. I will later put a manor here to cover all of these resources. And now my guys are already here, but I see that he has a ton of units, so I take it slow. I see that he tried to raid me, so I just sent 2 knights to chase all of those horsemen, and then I started getting villagers from here. So this is what I can do. I can just go around his base, denying him of resources. I can fight here because I can later bring my army back and heal them at the Abbey of Kings. I still lose one, but still I did a ton of damage to his units that he can't heal. I am also raiding here with knights, so there's so much idle time, man, so much idle time. And then in the front I just engage with my whole army and he decides to call it because there's nothing else he can do against this timing. Look, this, even if we make mistakes, this still can kill people in 10 minutes. Okay guys, so now I have already showed you what happens when you go against average civilizations, or not even average, just not top of the, not average, but just top level, like Byzantines and Zhu'Xi. So now I want to show you what happens when you go against a civilization that is also broken, like Sengoku Daimyo, and that has been seen almost permanently banned in tournament play, just as Lancaster is. And the reason why they're so good is because of the Shinobi landmark that we will see here in a moment. And also because these Yatai will start generating resources for him so fast and so early into the game. So he went for 3 Yatai, I think. So he probably has 1 here. He has, I think, 1 in his base too. I am actually not seeing where the others are. Yeah, 1 here and 1 here. So he went for 2 Yatai in total, which are giving him almost like 3.5 villagers worth of resources. And you can actually see that here in the resource tab. But well, I already have my manor, and this manor is giving me even more resources than he is receiving from the Yatai. So look at the resources tab. It's just actually insane how many resources this is giving me. And I'm even making mistakes here because I think some of my villagers were idle there because I didn't get as many sheep as my opponent in this game. So I am making mistakes. This is not a clean build. I'm making mistakes and I'm still able to get a pretty nice timing. This is the reason why Sengoku is so strong right now. It is actually insane how these ninjas can defend. I was using my guy to just cause some idle time, and I think I was pretty successful at doing that. But now I sent him back just to heal. And now we have our timing, we have our bunch of units, we have our 2 stables producing knights, and he is also aging up. So this is pretty nice for him because he's also aging up almost at the same time as me. He's a little bit delayed in comparison to me, but he can still he will be able to get there pretty soon. And he also has back deer and back gold, which is insane for him. If this gold was on the front, he probably would have already died. But yeah, right now I am focusing on denying the gold, and I think this right here was a mistake. Look at how the ninjas are able to defend my armored units just because they take more damage. But now, even though he had ninjas, I have knights and I have lords and I have the earth guards, which I lost 2 of them and 1 lord too. So he defended himself pretty well there. I think attacking the tower was probably a mistake by me, but still I am able to make so much damage He's going here for gold. I don't think I saw that, but I am also at the back of all this pressure. I'm grabbing all the relics in the map. So right now, look at the units tab. I have so many units around the map. I have units here. I have units here. I am going around his base looking for where he is, and his resources are really low in comparison to mine. So here I found some villager damage. So now I'm 4 villagers ahead, and all of the idle time that you have already seen. And yeah, so he's producing spearmen to defend himself. These are feudal age spearmen, by the way, because he doesn't have the gold to actually invest in them, in the upgrades. And I found that he is going for gold, so I just split my knights. I get a couple of villagers here, and I get the 2 yatais. So a ton of damage, guys. A ton of damage. And in the back, as I said, I am just I am chilling, man. There's nothing he can do about it. I am going for barracks because I saw he had a ton of spearmen, so I needed something to counter that. His mounted samurai are not able to deal with my knights. He also has pretty strong knights, by the way, extremely strong knights. But I am able to kill them with my own units. And this is why I told you guys that this civilization is still pretty strong. By the way, he's getting so many traders from this thing here that I didn't see. If I had seen it, this would have probably died a long time ago. And he's over here also gathering deer. But he is recuperating. As you can see, the resources are actually on his favor right now. Well, the food resources. And in every other resources, he is winning. But at the moment, he is able to hold. So I managed to get a 10 villager lead off of that pressure. And here in the back, I am just going back to heal because I am currently in the process of going to my other food sources. As you can see, my berries already run out, my sheep as well, and he is trying to deal damage while he can. While that is happening, I also found his food with my 2 Earth Guards, and I'm able to defend his knights with my own. So yeah, it received even more damage there. I lost, I think, 1 or 2 villagers from the raid that he just did, but I am on top of him right now. If you can see the resources, I am very ahead. Now all I need to do is defend. Here I had my knights on attack move, and I ran straight into his spearmen that I did not expect them to be there. So I lost a ton of stuff there, and now I'm going into crossbows because he has a ton of knights, and these crossbows will also help me deal with the spearmen. I don't know what these 2 guys are doing over here, but there they go. And this is the other thing, he can also spawn shinobis and attack just like that, and then this army is extremely strong. So right now I just moved my villagers. He's trying to deny me of this gold, and while that is happening, I also sent a knight here to harass. And in this dive, he's very strong because of the ninjas, but he cannot dive my TC for that long, and I also have the white tower protecting me. So all I need to do is push my villagers towards my white tower, and I will minimize the losses as much as I can. I am also getting this, by the way. I think I killed 1 Ikoiki monk from him, and after that dive, his army is much smaller, and I am already scaling into a ton of farms, so my economy is about to be really strong. So all I needed to do here is survive while I set up my economy, and now you will see how I start cranking up units and units. So here I think I will pretty soon produce a monk to get these back, and on the back of that attack that he did, I was still killing villagers here and there with my units. There goes another one of these knights that have been very annoying. I saw that he had no units over there, so I just parked my knight here in case that I see any units move out. And yeah, there's nothing he can do because I already have a ton of archers, of crossbows, sorry. And now he's going into Yari cavalry because he needs to, he already has way too many crossbows. So very good switch from him to go into horsemen instead. He gets a really good, nice raid here, but not enough. And I'm also going around with my villagers. This was really lucky from him, by the way. Just as my guys were arriving, his resources ran out and he went into other resources. So I didn't know where his units were. I also saw that he had a second TC. So yeah, the good thing about this is that you can keep raiding with the knights. And now my army is way stronger and way better than all of these units that he has, because he just has spearmen, a few mounted samurai and horsemen against a full gold unit. And even then, he's still able to compete pretty well against my units because of the freaking shinobis that are 100% going to get a nerf. I sure hope so. If they don't get a nerf, then there's something wrong with this game. But yeah, I am switching now into longbows because he has way too many spearmen. And crossbows were not cutting it. And he also had switched off of knights too, so my crossbows were not doing as much damage. And then because he switched into horsemen, my knights are actually able to fight them pretty effectively. So I just kept raiding this spot, but I was pretty sure that he was probably on another gold because I hadn't seen any villagers at any moment. And now I just place a keep here and start gathering from the boar and these berries. And now, take a look at this army. Now this is an army that can fight against his, which is just pretty much composed of spearmen, archers, and horsemen. So now what I do is just aim move into his base, and as you see here, my archers dealt a ton of damage here to his own archers. My front line is really strong because of the lords. So there is no way in hell that his wood army will be able to compete against my full gold army. And so if you see the resources, it's just amazing. I'm 2TC. I have a ton of manors. I don't think I can see the manors here, but I am building manors all over my base. So my resources are actually pretty insane. And so all the damage that I did with the timing at the beginning allowed me for this. So all I needed to do is survive when he pushed, and then my economy would carry me into the late game. So that is pretty much it.